Hi folks, we're finally back for another update. Apologies on the delay on the part 2 update, but just been messing around with the lighting on the system to do obviously good close-ups for you. The quality of my last upload I wasn't that impressed with, to be honest. It took 2 or 3 hours to come through as HD, so the majority of people that viewed it for the first 2 or 3 hours would have seen it in a lower definition, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, what I shall have to do is make it private for about 3 or 4 hours and then make it go live, accessible to everyone, to make sure it's in HD. So the tank is in shock at the moment because I've been messing about with the lights for the past couple of hours just to get everything just right. I've noticed that recording it in, believe it or not, the light you see now on the tank, I've covered the window up as much as I can to stop any reflection. It's not great, but it's the best I can do, really. Yeah, believe it or not, the intensity of the light is only on 5%, but obviously on the camera it comes through, really picks up the light. So it's probably better to do it in a lower intensity light, these in close-up videos of the tank. So we're on 5% intensity and 60% colour. So we'll see how we get on with it. Hopefully it comes out all right. There's a few things I need to cover regarding the sump and dosing and stuff, and a few questions people have got. There's one guy who's got problems with his how to mix the reef foundation powder, so I shall quickly go through that for him. Can't remember your name, apologies for that. Okay, so the tank at the moment is, like I say, it's in shock. All the fish are hiding away, they're thinking what's going on, but I should get on with it anyway. My algae blending, by the way, is okay. Last night when I got back from work, put some food in and he came out as normal, looked happy, healthy, but I've just noticed he has been hiding away quite a bit, so don't know why that is. We just have to see how it goes. So let's get this camera off the tripod. Just going to push pause quickly. Okay, I'm so hoping this will come out okay, and not too bright for you to see stuff. So a quick run through of everything. So I've got a video log of the growth as well. Softies, my GSP I've moved up here. It's doing really well, really covering this rock now, and it has started to attach itself, as you can see, on the side of this central overflow box. You know, it's just there. There's a little branch of it starting to cover the central box, which is good because I want it to come and grow all the way up over the top and round. Be easier to keep control of and to frag off, and I think it'll look quite good actually, as opposed to looking at loads of circles of coralline. There's another colony of it over this side, which is doing great as well, and the same again, I want that to spread onto the back wall and up and round. There's another little colony of this emerald green GSP, that's doing well, spreading onto this rock. Not sure what I'm going to do with this actually. Should really put it somewhere self-contained. So again, I don't want this GSP just completely dominating the whole tank. Okay, zoas. The camera doesn't pick these zoas up as good as they look in to the naked eye, especially under blues. They really pop out. Can't really tell. And jokers, I think they're called jokers on the left side there. They look amazing in the blue lights under the naked eye. Really pop. But something a coral that I wasn't that fussed with these zoas, but now they've picked up and started to multiply. They're starting to look really good. I placed that rock at the back, wedged in behind there, so they'd spread onto that. So I can bring them down into the sort of front of the sand bed somewhere here. Now this candy cane LPS, I thought I was going to lose it a month or so back because it started getting massive flesh recession from the base up towards the heads, towards the mouth, sort of just really receding up. And that was shortly after it started to split finally. It was only ever 2 heads, this thing, and it started to split, multiply its males and split into individual polyps. I've noticed the recession, and then it just wasn't looking that great, and now it's really popping, good colour and really plump. Whether that's to do with starting to feed reeferoids, I don't know, but no doubt that's going to start multiplying again, new heads. So that's going well now. Montipora, red and green plating Montipora. I've moved this up higher towards the light, but it's doing okay. Slowly growing. My Stylophora is doing good. It's all looking good. Colour's good. Growth is slowed down. It hasn't got those white tips at the top that it used to have. So we're just still messing around with water parameters to see if we can get the maximum sort of growth. But also, obviously, you know, colour as well. It's getting a mix of the two, getting good colour and growth, because you can get the massive growth, but obviously you lose a bit of colour with high alk and stuff. So as you know, I've just mentioned in my last video, I've dropped my alk to 9. So whether it have an impact on growth, I don't know, but I have jacked the calcium up to near 500. This acro, this barley slimer, is doing really well. This really growing fast. There's that big branch there that wasn't there a few months back. Around this side there's another branch coming out the base just there, so that's doing good. This other Montipora, this Elkhorn Montipora, it's probably the fastest growing SPS in here, and yeah, it's just really fanning out. Hopefully it's going to grow upwards and not just out. But yeah, really massive growth on that. That's tripled in size since I got it. Okay, so green bird's nest, Ceridipora. That's doing good. Yeah, that had halted growth, but now it's suddenly sprung back to life again. New tips. Just on the left there, where there's that little twin prong there. That was a snapped branch that I accidentally caught it whilst doing maintenance, and it's grown into 2 little new spikes, so that's good. Now my pink Hystrix is slowly hanging in there. It's still got this pink cotton candy algae on it. Highly annoying because the Mexican turbo snails can't get to it. I'm trying to starve that out, so nitrates and phosphates are reading 0. Obviously they're not completely 0, there is traces of both of those in this system, but maybe that's just enough to keep this cotton candy going. I'm hoping it will shrug it off, because there is polyps still on each branch. Like this one looks quite white, there is polyps on it. If we can just get rid of this pink cotton candy off of it, give it perfect parameters and light, it should bounce back. So it would be really interesting to see what happens with it, because it grew loads from this tiny little frag to that, and then obviously we had the something go a little bit wrong with the parameters. It started to strip its flesh, and then obviously this pink coincided with this pink algae, cotton candy algae problem I had, and of course it just started to colonise on the branches, which is annoying. So I think that's the only thing that's hindering it bouncing back, is this cotton candy. Bring it out and try dipping it, I don't know. Any advice on that would be great. Pulse Xenia, that's doing fine. So I'll keep it on this separate rock so I can frag it off. I've taken it twice, I've sort of pulled lots of it out, determined to keep it away from the main displayer rock. The clowns love it down in this corner. This is their little home, and they're doing really good, really feeding well, good colour, getting on well. No signs of mating at all, you know, eggs or anything, but you know, they'd get eaten straight away, no doubt. Okay, what other coral stock we've got? I don't know if you can see on here, this piece of live rock, by zooming in, there's like an encrusting hard coral here. It's like luminous tips. Ignore my dog, by the way. Yeah, anyone got an idea on that? This coral, it's just naturally growing on the rock. That would be great. It's really good with the blue actinics. Try to zoom in on it. No. Oh, there we go. So that is spreading. I'll zoom in a bit better. It's definitely a hard coral, encrusting hard coral. That's tight. It started off as like 2 or 3 little specks, and then a few months back and started to really encrust over this rock. So anyone can give me a shout out what this is? Be awesome. Coral stock, I think that's about it all covered. Now, I am obviously planning to put a hell of a lot more corals in here. Just want to get the system really stable. Oh, bear with me 2 seconds, just pause the video, see what's up with my dogs. Sorry about that. Yeah, do plan to put a hell of a lot more corals in here. Just want to get the system really stable first, with my dosing, my maintenance, the water parameters, and get this existing stock of SPS doing really well. So once they're doing really well and growth's really good, then I shall feel confident putting some more sensitive SPS corals like Acropora and whatnot. I am going to put some LPS down here, some torch corals and hammers and stuff down the front. That's the trick with these reef tanks. If you're doing a mixed reef, it's getting the right water parameters, light flow and stuff to keep everything happy. So yeah, it's easier just to go with softies, SPS or let LPS. You can fine tune the system to their requirements. But you know, it's nice to have a mix of stuff, and if you can do it, it's great, and that's all the more challenging, obviously more rewarding if you can keep everything happy. You'll never keep everything 100% happy, however good the water parameters and conditions you give them. But I bet it's bound to be one coral that displays, for example, that Hystrix I've got problems with. But so that's the coral stock covered. I have got a few problems with, the only 2 problems I've got a little bit, you probably won't see on the camera, but a little bit of diatoms on the sand, nothing major. It's probably due to a few more water changes. Seem to get them sometimes when you do maybe 3 or 4 10% water changes in a row. You get a little pop up of diatoms on the sand. Quite why that is, I don't know, because I test my RO water from my fill up tank, it's testing at TDS 0. So anyway, that's not an issue. I know it'll disappear. The other issue is this bubble algae, green bubble algae. Massive ball of it there. I've tried to get this out, but it's just so wedged in the rock. Any heads up, any advice on how to eradicate this from my tank would be great. I've never really looked into it, but it's going to be a little bit annoying. See, just bit sporadic balls here and there. Not really bad. There's probably 20 balls in there. It's like tiny ones. That's the biggest one. It's even got coralline algae growing on it, look. So yeah, any heads up on how we can get rid of that? That would be really good. Blue chromis, I had 8, and as well, I was so surprised I still had 8 so many months later. I thought that the smaller ones would get picked off, and yeah, one was always in the corner constantly for weeks, and he fed a little bit, but he was so small. They sort of got the run to the litter, so he had to come out. Since I've taken him out, the next smallest one is sort of kicking around this corner, never really with the rest of them. So he might have to come out as well, so we'd be down to 6. But hey ho, that's part and parcel. So what we 15 minutes in, I'll try and be quick with the update on the sump now. Just move this tripod out of the way. Okay, 2 secs. Okay, so just show you down in some quickly. Probably better to take this phone off this tripod for this. Okay, so yeah, everything's going good down here. Filter socks are changed out twice a week. Sometimes I leave it a whole week, depends on how clogged they get. So we'll do the water change and changed them out on Monday. Yeah, they'll be due probably tomorrow, so I need to change them out. Skim are doing great. As you can see, it's like 4 days worth of skim, nice and dark. Phos in Phosbound 150 for phosphates. Dosing all going good. Dosing just calcium and alkalinity at the moment. Magnesium I'm doing weekly. So going good. The reefroids here, the reefroids. So give it a few more weeks to see what I think of those. They're certainly not polluting the water like I thought they would. I thought I might get sudden nitrate issues and stuff with them, but no, fine. It's annoying we can't pick these zoas up. Yeah, someone asked me about mixing the solutions with the powder of Refoundation, and said about having like a powdery residue on the bottom, or it doesn't mix properly. You do get that, as you can see in these tanks. I'll try and zoom in. There is like a powdery residue that's left over, and they don't mix completely clear, so they look yellower than what they are. But if you look through this way, fairly clear, but you do get like a residue at the bottom, certainly because you're mixing it up at such a high concentration. You're going to get some, you know, some left over in the bottom. Just make sure you mix it up in the, especially the alk, in warm RO water. That will really help. And do it real slowly. Add the powder to the RO water and mix it vigorously, slowly, bit by bit. The other two, the calcium and the magnesium, you don't have to do that in warm RO, obviously with RO, but because that gets really warm when you mix it, but just do it real slowly, and it should be fine. Any questions you got, people, obviously chuck in the boxes below. And I'm hoping this video will come out good. So it's just be a test really to see the lighting that I've got, intensity and colour, etc., to see what it comes out like. Let's try and do a top-down view. Let's turn these wave machines off. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Get the flow down. Top-down view is not great because of the ripple of the water at the top still. The MP10 is just on idle mode at the moment. But I love these top-down views, they're really good. I'm just zoom in. There's a better shot of those zoas I was trying to get. There you go. And jokers, look. That's not even under the right lighting. You look at the blues on them, they just really fluoresce. The red ones in the middle, little colony of them, they look great. Okay.